Sonali Gupta, no? Sonali, are you visible and audible?
Yes, sir.
Sonali,
Hello.
okay. You are comfortable to
morning,
take up
sir.
the interview now?
Yes, sir.
morning.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. You are comfortable otherwise, no?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Sonali, give a brief introduction about you in few words only. Yeah.
Sir, my full name is Sonali Gupta. I was born and brought up in Banda, UP. I completed my graduation in BCom Honors from Banaras Hindu University, Varanasi. I recently completed an internship in Human Resource from Ananta Resource Management, Mumbai.
आपने बीकॉम कब किया सोनाली?
Sir, I completed my BCom in 2019.
2019?
Yes, sir.
From
From
BSU?
बनारस यूनिवर्सिटी.
Yes.
ओके, बनारस हिंदू विश्वविद्यालय. उसके बाद क्या किया आपने?
Sir, I started preparing for banking exams.
मतलब
but
19 के बाद आपका कोई क्वालिफिकेशन या कोई डिप्लोमा
You have added some qualification? Have you?
No, sir. After 2019, I did not pursue.
No, you said
anything.
something now. You are pursuing something or?
I did an internship in human resources.
Human resources. After that.
कहाँ किया आपने ये इंटर्नशिप?
Sir, it's a private company, Ananta Resource Management, Mumbai, and it was an online internship.
So what is the kind of experience you gained there?
Sir, the internship was in HR field. So I gained a lot of experience, especially my presentation skills, my communication skills. I have seen improvement in those because when I was preparing for exams, my time was very isolated. I used to communicate very little. So during that internship, I got a good opportunity to interact with a lot of people. And I was also leading a team of 12 people. So as an intern, I got that opportunity. So I consider that an achievement for myself as well.
Okay, Sonali. Since you have a BCom background,
yes, sir.
Normally the perception is that people from BCom, they are tailor-made for banks. So that way you think that you are only meant for the banking sector or any other specific fascination you have got for banking? Can you tell me what are the reasons other than that, your background? Why you want to come to a bank?
Sir, looking at the qualities that are required from a probationary officer, I feel that communication has been a key and a driving force. And all the qualities that I also gained during my internship, like team building.
I am not asking about your qualities that you have already mentioned.
Yes.
My specific question to you, what attracts you to a banking sector? What you see in what kind of prospects, growth prospects, or otherwise, your career prospects, you look in the banking sector once you join?
Okay, sir, given the size of our country, I see that banking is an ever-growing sector. And now the introduction of the technology in the banking, I see even more prospects of becoming a banker. And I think my dream of becoming a banker through this process will be realized.
Will making our country 5 trillion economy impact somewhere banking?
Yes, sir. I believe that if our country will grow economically, so there's a bank has a role in it, and because all the economic transactions now, given the globalization that the country and the world is connected through, I feel that the bank has a primary role to play in it, and the seamless flow of the transaction so that the money will stay with the proper regulation. So I believe that bank has a role in it.
Okay, Sonali, are you aware that what is against the ambitious target we have set for ourselves to make a transition to a 5 trillion economy? What is the state of where we stand now exactly against 5 trillion? How much, what is the size of the economy now at the moment?
So, facts I cannot recall at the moment, but if you may allow me, I can guess.
Yeah,
you can guess. Yeah.
Sir, around 2 trillion. We stand at around 2 trillion.
It is more than 3.30 almost.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
We are very close to the target.
Okay. You are from commerce. What is your understanding of balance sheet?
Sir, balance sheet, a company prepares a financial statement that shows the financial stability of the company, and it is very useful for all the stakeholders, not just the shareholders, but also the
That is
government.
not
what is the period for which balance sheet is made?
Sir, it is made for one accounting period, and
One
which,
accounting year, you mean to say financial year?
yes, sir. Yes.
Okay. And why the capital is shown on liability side?
Sir, capital is shown because it is the equities fund. That means that this is the fund that has been raised from the public in form of shares,
Hey,
debentures, or
don't
bonds.
confine your definition to company only. Balance sheet is made for small businesses also.
Yes, sir.
So in that case, the capital will be of the proprietor only.
Prop title. Yes, sir.
Then why it should be shown on
why
liability
it is
side?
reflected on the liability side instead of.
Sir, because if an owner has contributed his money, then he is expecting the interest on that money in form of profit and in form of interest on capital. That is why it is shown on the liability side.
Okay, you are a student of commerce. It is not expected of you. Basic difference is business and the businessman both are different. And balance sheet is made for business only. It reflects capital on liability side because it is a liability of a business towards stakeholders.
Okay, sir.
Okay. And as regards balance sheet you mentioned for a financial year. No, have you not read that balance sheet as on a
Yes, sir.
particular
As
date?
on.
It
Yes, sir.
is always for a particular date, not for the financial year. It is profit and loss which is made for financial year or a quarter, whatever it is. But
Okay,
balance
sir.
sheet
These
will
are some
always
of
be.
the finer differences you are supposed to know,
Matlab,
Ajay.
as a commerce student, it is the test of your conceptual clarity. Immediately, it will be asked.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
Okay.
Thank
What
you,
is
sir.
debt service coverage ratio? Why
Sir,
what is the indication?
sir, debt coverage ratio is the. Uh, sir, may I take a few seconds?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. सिंपली ये बता दीजिए कि मतलब what for this ratio has a significance.
What does it indicate?
Sir, it indicates that how much a company or a bank or an institution has provisions that will be covered over the years. That
Provision.
means
Provision.
It simply shows the cash flow
the leverage of the
will be generated by the profit generation, so that liabilities can be met out, whether will be met out or not.
Whether he can service the
Dues, loan,
loans
interest,
or
and all.
advances which bank extends
like a leverage.
within that period. Whether he has sufficient cash flow or not to service the loan. So that
Okay.
type of thing. Okay. What do you understand? What is the difference between a hypothecation and a pledge?
Sorry, sir. I cannot.
You must have
recall.
seen there are different methods of creation of charges. One is
Yes, sir.
hypothecation. Hypothecation of the hoga any vehicle we write hypothecated to such and such bank.
Okay, sir. Sir, I am aware of the pledge, but I am not aware of hypothecation.
What is a pledge, by the way? Okay.
So pledge is when an asset is kept for taking the loan with the bank, kept as an security to the bank to take a loan.
The ownership remains with the bank or the...
with the ownership will remain with the bank. Yes, sir, the ownership will remain with the bank, and it is kept as a security to take a loan.
Okay, you must have observed recently that Reserve Bank has been consistently increasing the repo rate for last couple of times in the MPC meeting. What is the objective? Why after declining the after reducing the repo rate for a quite a long period, they have why this mechanism is followed? Why they have increased the repo rate?
Yes, sir. Due to COVID, the RBI has adopted lose money policy. So in that, the RBI has reduced the repo rate to increase the liquidity. But now that we are overcoming these COVID scenarios, so for controlling the money supply in the economy and to control the inflation in the economy, the main target is the inflation currently. To control that, RBI is currently raising the repo rate.
Okay. Can you explain to me logically that how by increasing the repo rate, the inflation is controlled? मेरे को बोल दीजिए. Link
Sir,
it properly.
Yes, sir. In the economy, the inflation is the general price rise in the commodities. So when people have money in their hands, so they will demand.
No. You are
That is
going in wrong
that I am
direction.
not asking.
Simply, Saab has asked how increase in repo rate
It
affects
impacts.
inflation. मतलब step by step he wants to know.
अब बताइए मैंने रेपो रेट
Your
क्या है,
understanding.
then किसको ये है, you just link
Okay,
it
okay,
properly.
sir. Okay, sir. So when RBI raises the repo rate, so all the loans are directly linked with the repo rate. So the money supply,
All the loans
credit
are
becomes.
automatically.
Don't
No,
jump.
sir.
Simply, let me explain. When repo rate increases, the RBI lends to bank on a higher rate. Simultaneously, banks will lend to their borrowers on a higher rate.
Higher
And
rate,
if
yes,
rate
sir.
increases, demand automatically declines.
Yes,
So if demand declines, ultimately it will supply. It will affect the money supply in the market by reducing it, and automatically then inflation will be controlled.
That is how you could, logically you have to put forth your views, no? Okay.
Yes.
Instead of being very arbitrary, when आपका question, try to understand the question
Yeah.
and go accordingly. Instead of you are giving a very arbitrary, just jumping to this kind of thing. Okay, try to link it because you are a commerce student. You can explain things better. What is the repo rate now?
Yeah.
Sir, repo rate is the repurchase option rate.
I asked you what is the repo rate now? What is the repo rate? Exact rate क्या है?
Sir, the repo rate currently is. Sorry, sir, I cannot recall at the moment.
It is 6.25.
6.25.
Acha, there are some categories in Mudra for
Yes, sir.
providing loans.
Yes.
So name the categories and the amount which can be lent under that.
Yes, sir. So there are three categories. The first category is the Shishu categories, under which the loan up to 50,000 can be granted. The second category is the Tarun category.
Kishore.
Kishore category, under which the loan up to 5 lakh can be granted. And the third
More
is
than
the,
50,000 up to
More
5
than
lakhs.
50 up
Say
to,
like this.
yeah.
Yes, sir.
And
the last one is the Tarun category, under which the loan from 5 lakh to 10 lakh can be granted.
Achha, what is the full form of Mudra?
So micro units, development and reconstruction company.
Refinance.
Refinance.
Not reconstruction. Okay. So what is the specialty in these loans? Up to 10 lakhs, which banks are giving to different type of the micro sector people. What is the specialty?
So under this facility, each bank branch will grant a loan to one SC, ST and women.
No, that's okay. Can we ask for any collateral security to him?
No, sir.
You understand what is a collateral security?
Yes, sir. When we have to put any asset with the bank to take a loan, so this might be a collateral.
Suppose I have purchased a car from bank, after taking loan from the bank. So will the car offered as security?
Will it collateral? Will it be a collateral?
No, sir.
What type of security it is?
Sir, it will be. Sorry, sir.
This is known as a primary security.
Primary security.
The security which you create out of bank loans, bank finance.
Whatever it is.
Whatever it is.
Suppose bank has
machine you purchase a machine.
हाउस के लिए ले रहे हो तो
Basically.
हाउस विल बी ए प्राइमरी सिक्योरिटी.
But collateral is other than that. Sometimes the bankers, they become little, risk averse. They feel that ठीक है, there is always a risk and थोड़ा सा हमको लेना चाहिए. तो they say that अगर तुम्हारे पास लैंड है, जमीन है, मकान है, इसको और गोल्ड है, इसको दे दो हमारे पास. Additional security, which has got
Sir,
no.
movable, immovable, both can be kept as a collateral security.
Yeah.
It is possible. कोई problem नहीं. लेकिन it is in addition to this primary security. ठीक है.
Acha, there is some change in flag hosting on Independence Day as well as on Republic Day. Can you tell me the difference?
Sorry, sir. I'm not aware of this, but I will definitely read about it.
Okay.
What is the predominant theme this time? When Republic Day parade was going on, there was something, there was a particular focus on something. Can you just something relating to women? वो क्या था?
Sorry, sir. I do not have a
Basic theme was women empowerment.
Yes, sir.
So
Sir,
they were trying to
I
showcase
have
that.
an idea because I saw the parade, but I was not sure about it, so I didn't.
ठीक है.
अच्छा, आपकी पर्सनालिटी की स्ट्रेंथ बताइए जिसकी वजह से आप फील करते हैं कि यू आर ए सुटेबल कैंडिडेट फॉर पीओ.
Sir, I feel the communication is one such quality, and the second quality, I feel that I like to do things within a deadline. I always put a deadline and try to complete and achieve through that deadline, even before that deadline.
How do you manage to do it? What are your strategies? When you meet
Sir,
the deadlines, क्या करते हो तुम? क्या skill क्या? माने how do you? What is your way of doing meeting the deadline? Can you give me?
Yes, sir. Sir, first I try to take a vision that what I want to achieve within that deadline. Then I try to divide it into smaller steps, and then one day at a time. Then I plan my day accordingly and try to complete it within that.
Okay. What are your hobbies?
Sir, in my spare time I like to do doodle art.
It's a doodle art. Can you explain to me in elaborately? I am a layman. What kind of art it is? Doodle art. कैसे तुम करते हो?
Sir, if may I speak in Hindi?
Yeah.
Wherever
you are comfortable.
Okay, sir. Sir, doodle art एक free form of art है. तो जैसे it is basically now it has been used as a fancy thing, but अगर हम पहले भी अगर हम इस चीज को देखें तो पहले भी लोगों ने पेंटिंग और आर्ट एक फॉर्म ऑफ एक्सप्रेशन ही यूज करना स्टार्ट किया था. जो व्हाट दे यूज्ड टू फील द एंगर और इमोशन दे यूज्ड टू डिपिक्ट दैट इन देयर आर्ट. तो डूडल आर्ट भी एक ऐसी फॉर्म ऑफ आर्ट है, बट इट इज नॉट रिस्ट्रिक्टेड कि हम कलर ये यूज नहीं कर सकते या हम ऐसी लाइंस यूज नहीं कर सकते. हम वॉल पे भी बना सकते हैं, हम उसको एक पीस ऑफ पेपर पे भी बना सकते हैं, हम एक फर्नीचर पे भी बना सकते हैं. तो आजकल लोग उसको इंटीरियर डिजाइनिंग में काफी यूज कर रहे हैं. मैंने अभी अपने वॉल पे बनाया है और मैं उसमें भी बनाती हूँ.
तो कहाँ से सीखा आपने?
सीखा कहाँ से? How did you pick up this hobby?
सर मैंने सीखा नहीं है. मैंने एक्चुअली ये इंस्पिरेशन मुझे जब मैं अपने कॉलेज में थी तो वहाँ पे हमारे भारत कला भवन है BHU में, तो मैं वहाँ जाती थी. तो वहाँ पे ऐसे एग्जीबिशंस होते थे, तो आई यूज्ड टू सी कि बच्चे क्या कर रहे हैं. तो एक डूडल आर्ट उसमें से मुझे वहाँ से पता चला. तो पहले मैंने पेजेस में स्टार्ट किया. तो वैसे भी मैं पहले से ही पेंटिंग में थी, मतलब आई यूज्ड टू लाइक पेंटिंग एंड ऑल, बट दिस रियली एक्साइटेड मी कि मतलब आपको कोई बैरियर नहीं है, आप कुछ भी अपने तरीके से यूज करो. उसके बाद इतना करने के बाद आप एक ब्यूटीफुल आर्ट फॉर्म क्रिएट कर रहे हो. तो आई थिंक वहां से निकला था.
Sonali, one last question to you.
Yes, sir.
That is, can you just remember one of your most disappointing events of your life?
Sir, disappointing?
Yeah. Which has disappointed you?
Sir, one such event was actually during my, because I was a part of NSS, National Service Scheme during my college days. So in that we used to conduct a 7 days camp. So I was really amazed when I visited Ghat for my 7 days camp, that the people around there, how they live and how we used to live. So that really broke my heart, that as a student, when you witness something like that, and then you value the things that you have received much more. So that is the moment I can think right now.
So, anything you would like to ask?
Thanks.
Sonali, formally we conclude your interview now. Okay?
Yes.
And we had a very lively interaction with you. Now you get I am just giving you a brief feedback, and then Sab will be joining me later. So before I give you a exhaustive feedback about you, you must have made a self-assessment where you stand, what are your deficient areas. Can you just highlight something?
Yes, sir. So
Yeah.
first thing is that I jump to questions very fast. I observe that I should first listen to the questions more patiently. And the other thing is that while answering also, that I should try to break the answers. Actually, sir, there's one doubt also I have. Can I discuss?
Later on, we'll give
Later
you
on,
an
we'll
opportunity.
give you an opportunity to.
Okay, okay, sir. So, and the other thing is that I need to brush up my conceptual knowledge, especially from my educational backgrounds.
Yes, yes. These are the.
Yes, sir.
Sonali, let me start with begin the year with your positives. There are many positive qualities you have. You are definitely a very good candidate as far as your demand overall. You are very presentable, okay, appealing personality, very cool and calm, smiling. Service sector needs people like you, and plus you are a very strong background. You are a become student. That is always bankers. You are the most sought after candidate as far as banking is concerned. These are the positives about you, and some of the things also you very nicely. But okay, your introduction part was more or less it was okay, but you thoda sa latter part when you you say that internship you are doing, so you were so fast immediately that we could not keep track. And we
नहीं,
had
और
to
उसमें आपने इंट्रोडक्शन में आपने ईयर ऑफ योर क्वालिफिकेशन भी नहीं
mention नहीं
मेंशन
किया।
किया।
2019 में
पूरा मेंशन कर दीजिए
पूरा
आपने
mention।
किस ईयर में किया, कहाँ से किया और किस सब्जेक्ट में किया।
And something like
और
your
एक आपने बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट इवेंट मिस किया अपने इंट्रोडक्शन में, जो बाद में आपने बताया आप एनएसएस के वो मेंबर रहे हो या एनएसएस आपने ज्वाइन किया हुआ था। मतलब
थोड़ा briefly
आपको मेंशन करना चाहिए था। इट शोज कि मतलब आपको एक डिसिप्लिन्ड लाइफ का एक अपॉर्चुनिटी रही,
actually क्या
आपने
है,
बहुत कुछ वहाँ सीखा होगा एंड
when we talk of introduction also you are selling yourself, ठीक है।
तो जितने
So,
भी
you have
आपके
been a part of NSS, so somewhere that type of thing you should have somewhere
एक
given
लाइन में
very
मेंशन करना
one
चाहिए।
line only, not much about you, but one line that you have played this and this role and you have been actively associated.
If they are interested, they may ask
They
something.
but these are the strengths
But
of yours.
you must mention.
You must mention, ठीक है। And second thing is that तुम्हारा you are so hurriedly you move to your internship ये part again we had to ask, वो थोड़ा सा बहुत जल्दी बोल दिया। तुम बोलना चाहिए था that after doing I have joined a in HR field and was dealing with such and such things. Okay, that part is okay. Then your communication. Then when I asked you about what attracts you to the banking sector, you are going in a different direction. You said you are just mentioning your some of your strengths for which you should be selected. जैसे हम last में पूछे थे. You said you are starting with communication skill and all that. Then when I intervened, then you changed your you said that it's evergreen sector, digital technology, it is moving towards digitization and other things also. Somewhere you have to give how your professional life and your personal and professional, both the things, how you can realize your potentials in a better way by being in the banking sector. जैसे we are making a transition also. बैंक का क्या role है that you should have also highlighted, which is very important, which attracts anybody for that. That is
आपको
in
ना
the
आपने जैसे बताया था कि बैंक्स का रोल रहेगा, बैंक्स पे बहुत एम्फेसिस देना था आपको कि
देना
5
था।
ट्रिलियन इकोनॉमी की तरफ जा रहे हैं, बिना बैंक की सपोर्ट के पॉसिबल ही नहीं है ना, इमर्जिंग सेक्टर है, तो दैट वे लॉट ऑफ पोटेंशियल एंड चैलेंजेस विल बी देयर, दैट आई लव टू एड्रेस, that way I see as an opportunity for personal as well as professional growth.
And जैसे तुम्हारा, you have already mentioned your strong points that you love to interact with people. So this is a platform through which you can interact with all sorts of people, starting from the people at the bottom of the pyramid to the corporates. सबके साथ आप जा सकते हो. So that is a very satisfying career. So that way you should have mentioned. Anyway, ठीक है. And the disappointing part of your personality was for us. We had very high expectations as a commerce student. So the questions which were posed on commerce related, very simple and ये questions. Conceptually, you should have been a balance sheet क्या है? You said balance sheet for the whole year. It's not like that. Okay, it is for a specific date. Any day you can give the liability and assets. Yeah. And then your capital, why capital is shown on the liability side, that also you are not very clear, and subsequently he has clarified to you. Hypothecation and pledge, as a commerce student, at least you are supposed to know. You must be seeing hypothecation किसको बोलते हैं, pledge किसको बोलते हैं, what is the minor difference. That
Also read equitable mortgage.
Equitable mortgage, different type of mortgage, what is a lien, what is negative lien, what is pledge,
Garnished
लेना,
थोड़ा सा
लेना. So different, these are the different ways through which charge is created. कोई assets बैंक के साथ जो pledge होता है, assignment होता है, LIC पॉलिसी का जैसे assignment है, ठीक है. And repo rate के बारे में also I was very optimistic जब चलो तुम्हारा मने अच्छा, you are knowing the things, but you cannot link it logically. कैसे how repo rate, increase in repo rate, it is impacting inflation. Some disturbance is going on कहाँ?
बैकग्राउंड में कुछ होगा सर.
ठीक है. So that he has already explained to you कैसे आपको करना था. रेपो रेट बढ़ता है तो बैंक का लेंडिंग रेट में क्या है, हाउ द लेंडिंग रेट बिकम्स कॉस्टली, देन डिमांड कैसे डिक्लाइन होता है, इसको लॉजिकली तुम पुट करना चाहिए था. देन मुद्रा के बारे में तुमको पूछा गया, ठीक है.
That part you
are okay, very clearly शिशु ये and but मुद्रा का full form you could not say. Mudra is a refinancing ये for which a separate target has been and some of the funds have been earmarked for this also in the budget. लेकिन actually banks they finance, but whatever finance banks they give under Mudra, that is refinanced by these refinancing agencies, SIDBI वगैरह उसको refinance करते हैं. So Mudra is full form, man, it is a refinancing agency. That's why it is known as Micro Unit Development and Refinancing Agency. ठीक है.
सर इसका मुद्रा का मुझे पूछना था कि सर ये सिडबी इसकी इम्प्लीमेंटिंग एजेंसी है
क्या?
सिडबी इसकी इम्प्लीमेंटिंग एजेंसी हो गई ना मुद्रा की.
हाँ, because MSME क्या बात है.
तो सर इसमें ऐसा क्वेश्चन रेज हो सकता है क्या कि मतलब वो किस तरीके से काम करते हैं, व्हाट इज द वर्किंग, कि हाउ सिडबी इज लिंक्ड.
सिडबी के बारे में तुमको सपोज कोई पूछ लिया, नेचुरली यू आर सपोज टू नो, जैसे नाबार्ड के बारे में कोई पूछ लेगा.
देखिए जो भी सवाल आपके दिमाग में उठता है उसे पढ़ जरूर लेना चाहिए.
तो पढ़ना भी चाहिए. एक्चुअली दीज आर ऑल लिंक्ड. नो,
sometimes it is an intuition.
You know, this NABARD, SIDBI, they are all the developmental agency of Reserve Bank of India. ठीक है, तो इसके बारे में तुमको जानना चाहिए. नेशनल हाउसिंग, ये NHB,
और जैसे सर नाबार्ड में भी है गूगल इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर.
हाँ, उसको पढ़ो. ये नाबार्ड भी रिफाइनेंस करता है RRB को. क्या है इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर डेवलपमेंट, रूरल डेवलपमेंट.
अपने सवाल बेटर लास्ट में पूछिएगा, है ना. पहले सर को फीडबैक पार्ट कंप्लीट कर लेंगे,
ठीक है.
एंड मिस हो जाएंगे अदरवाइज.
तुम्हारा स्ट्रेंथ में जैसे कम्युनिकेशन बोला, ठीक है, दैट इज यू आर ए गुड कम्युनिकेटर, नो डाउट. डेडलाइन तुम ये दैट वाज वेरी सैटिस्फैक्टरी आंसर. मैं जब पूछा कि डेडलाइन कैसे मीट करते हो, तुम यू से दैट मैं प्रायोरिटी फिक्स करता हूँ एंड ये करता हूँ. दैट इज वेरी सैटिस्फैक्टरी, नो प्रॉब्लम. Hobbies also doodle at very nicely you have described. That part is okay. What is the most disappointing event of your life also? That is something nice. And that also you should have mentioned in your, because you are a part of NSS. NSS is a, so that you could have given a very, a very passing reference of that.
One line reference.
Introduction part, only one line, nothing more than that. Okay. So this is all about you. And only thing is that some of the bank related topics which you are supposed to go in depth with proper understanding, that is your Reserve Bank's role and function. Okay. And particularly your digital currency also. You must know something about on which technology it is based. क्या क्या उसमें फीचर्स है, होलसेल और रिटेल ये में क्या क्यों पायलट प्रोजेक्ट हो रहा था. There could be some many questions. How it is different from crypto. Then your monetary and credit policy is always important. All the things, CRR, SLR, repo, reverse repo, MSF, or even SDF जो reverse repo के अंदर नया create करा गया है, इसको पढ़ लेना. Financial inclusion, you should be very thorough. What is your understanding of financial inclusion? BC model क्या है? Business correspondent model क्या है? Why it has been created? Rangarajan committee report little bit. Then your Jan Dhan Yojana. What are the different features? Basic saving account क्या होता है? ठीक है? Then how many accounts have been opened under Jan Dhan? Some statistics you have, you can cite, that is very always impressive. It gives a good impression. And your DBT, direct benefit transfer क्या होता है? How the people are benefited out of this financial inclusion, particularly the low income group people, unorganized sector. ये सब पढ़ लेना. ठीक है? NPA is very important. Non performing assets क्या होता है? किसको बोलते हैं? With clarity. Then how it is different set of norms have been applied to agriculture और agricultural finance में कैसे exception है? इसको देख लेना. ठीक है? Then your different type of classification, substandard, doubtful, loss, उसमें provisioning requirement क्या है? Provision क्या होता है? तुम provision और किसी में तुम बोल रहे थे, पता नहीं, I don't remember, but somewhere it was not relevant even talking of provision. But NPA में how it affects profit? Profit क्यों, ये भी पूछा जाता है, जो profit को क्यों कैसे affect करता है? जैसे आपका income तुम नहीं ले सकते हो जब तक interest you cannot take in your income as long as it is NPA. This is one. Second is provision. Provision जो तुम existing profit में, depending on the type of NPA, you have to keep provisions. Even to the extent of 100%. Loss asset और doubtful में 3 साल से ऊपर, उसमें 100% provision है. That is a very heavy. Okay. So all these things. Then your different recovery mechanisms. Your SARFAESI, DRT, ठीक है, Lok Adalat, and your IBC, Insolvency and Bankruptcy Code, and National Asset Reconstruction Company, bad bank जो concept है, ये सब पढ़ लेना. Then तुम्हारा capital adequacy norms, priority sector advance. Priority sector is also important. What are the different segments? कितना agriculture, MSME के पूरा details पढ़ लेना. और जो जिसमें cap है, जब when you talk of the people, normally they don't mention. जैसे आपका education loan में up to 20 lakhs. You have to say simultaneously education loan up to 20 lakhs. और housing loan, ये metro में this is the and other areas में इतना है 35 lakhs, and so that you have to mention specifically. ठीक है? Priority sector advance. Then your capital adequacy norms. Capital adequacy किसको बोलते हैं? Norm क्या होता है? ठीक है? Risk weighted assets क्या है? Risk management क्या है? Basel 3 and उसका norms क्या है? So these things you go through. And जितना भी government sponsored schemes है और government जितना भी social security के लिए schemes create किया है, all these things you should have a note down the important features. जैसे PM जन धन योजना, मुद्रा तो छोड़ दो, उसके बाद आपका आयुष्मान योजना, then your different type of insurance schemes, अटल पेंशन योजना और your बीमा योजना, जो फसल बीमा योजना, जितना भी ऐसे ये है, इसको सब पढ़ लीजिए. ठीक है? PMEGP, Prime Minister Employment Generation Program, then NRLM, National Rural Livelihood Mission, yes, self-help groups, microfinance, ये सब पढ़ लीजिए. And be newspaper oriented. ठीक है? Important जितना भी developments हो रहा है, 1 month at least you should keep track. Note कर लीजिए उसको and try to jot down the points and उसको कभी आप use कर सकते हो. RBI का जो स्टेबिलिटी रिपोर्ट वगैरह भी पढ़ लीजिए. Public sector banks, how they have comparatively, their performance has conspicuously improved in these last 2-3 quarters at least. उसको देख लीजिए, उनका प्रॉफिट कितना है, उनका शेयर कितना, बिजनेस शेयर कितना है, क्रेडिट ग्रोथ इज ऑल्सो वेरी गुड, इम्प्रेसिव. So how they have made a turnaround in their year. So these things you read. Okay. So this is all I wanted to convey. You are a very good candidate. There is no reasons why you should not make it finally in the interview. I don't see any reason. ठीक है, लेकिन make a very judicious, productive use of your time at your disposal and try to perform your best. This is what we wanted to convey. जैन साहब अगर कुछ बोलना चाहे तो बोल दीजिए. And our best wishes are with you. ठीक है.
Sonali, your interview date has come?
Sir, actually, we got a notification yesterday, but link has been removed, so I did not check.
So many people had seen.
So your interview will be after declaration of budget. So see the main provisions of budget also, plus all current affairs.
That is very important.
Plus one suggestion, you visualize the questions and try to frame your reply as if you are taking your own interview. So it will give you a different type of confidence. Now, if you want to ask anything, you may ask.
Yes, sir. That regarding the budget only. Sir, what the facts also have to prepare and opinions
facts.
also.
देखिए, certain major points always remain in the budget. मतलब which area is focused more.
Priorities किसी को दिया
Income
गया
tax
है.
की limit में यदि कुछ variation होता है वो है ना.
And government also has so many schemes जो
कोई
important.
नया tax यदि introduce किया है तो
tax structure or any type of your capital expenditure किस में ये थोड़ा
some
सा
important points.
features only. And what is the thrust of the government? Major thrust क्या है?
बाकी rest depends कि how much you can carry with you, है ना. मतलब at least in case they ask, so it should not reflect as if you are totally unaware.
ऐसा नहीं है, awareness रहना. Plus it is expected of you. ठीक है, ये awareness का एक important part है, knowing the budgetary provisions.
Yeah. Any other thing you would like to ask?
Yes, sir. Sir, regarding the documents, I have an issue. Sir, my address in my Aadhaar card is mentioned as Futa Kumbanda, and in my application form it is mentioned Khindinaga Futa Kumbanda, and the spelling of both Futa Kuma is different. And there's only change in U and double O. So, should I prepare any affidavit for that?
No. In case they ask, then only. Otherwise,
And even sometimes it happens.
You don't even mention.
If
they
it becomes
ask
a discrepant document, later on also they say at the time of joining, you produce. Suppose they ask you, then they will ask.
Otherwise, it's not a
Otherwise, it is
major
not required. These are
variation.
minor things. It's not going to.
Sir, actually, during my mains examination, there was a candidate whose name was different and spelling mistake.
Name is totally different.
So I
very
was
serious issue,
little
no?
worried about that.
देखिए, name is totally मतलब
serious
material thing, है ना. तो in case somebody is appearing with different name, then nobody will allow.
Yes, sir. And sir, one noting my gap year. So actually, I started preparing for bank exams, but due to some personal reason, I had to stop my studies for around a year. Then I resumed my studies in November 2021, and this was my second means in IBPS and first interview. So, sir, how should I portray this gap?
You should be honest, and they also know so many personal reasons are there for which you took this step. Main thing, how you present yourself, that matters. Baki, your answer may be totally different with my answer. Hardly matters.
It is, your gap
Or
is not that
way,
much.
it's not a big gap.
It is not a very big gap.
After 19, COVID was also there.
That is very normal, no? That kind of, it's not something very unusual in your case. So that you can always justify. There is no problem. Be honest.
That is why I mentioned my internship also.
Okay.
Because I recently
that is good. You must
completed.
mention. You have also gained some experiences. Okay.
Yes. And sir, one thing regarding my dressing, that this is only what I will be wearing, except for the dupatta. I'll go for the white color.
No, in case you comfortably can carry dupatta, then only you take. Otherwise, need not to carry. मतलब मेन थिंग इज के हाउ यू फील कंफर्टेबल carrying any dress. So if you are comfortable in Western, you carry. If you are comfortable in Indian attire, carry Indian attire. Dupatta only if you can handle it.
Yes, sir. I'm comfortable with
Yeah,
If you are comfortable, then you preference should be given to Indian attire, in
Yeah.
my view nowadays, because it has happened in few of the cases. वो grill किए कोई ये है, they unnecessarily grilled her for a 5-6 minutes. Indian attire में also if you are presentable, preference is there. Otherwise
नहीं,
कोई problem नहीं होना चाहिए.
sometimes what happens, some
attire
girls
में
are
कोई दिक्कत नहीं.
some more comfortable in Western because they usually wear it. Then it is advisable to go in that attire only.
If you are comfortable in Indian attire, nothing like that, you can.
Unnecessary, don't give it too importance to go into altogether in a different direction.
You should look presentable. That is.
Yes, that's it.
And you should be comfortable also. ऐसा नहीं कि you are feeling some discomfort and but के उधर ही और that should not be.
In fact, I think that is why I chose Indian wear because
ठीक है, it is absolutely
wear this much.
okay,
Absolutely no
absolutely
problem.
Okay, no problem. ठीक है.
Okay, so sirs, one thing more that regarding I've checked some videos on interviews. They ask the situational based questions. So, like if you are the manager or branch manager, so how to
देखिए,
tackle those kind
in
of
case some situational background is given to you, always
They test
mention
your assess your attitude
3-4
and how
things
you
are
handle
important.
stressful situations. how
मतलब
you
there
handle.
should be some meeting with the staff so that their views can be taken into consideration. Communication is also a part of that. Then after discussion with the staff, suitable strategy will be formed. Then delegation of work, then regular monitoring and corrective steps. So all you have covered.
Depending on the situation.
Depending upon the situation. मतलब I have given you broader idea how you make it fit in the situation of the question. That is up to you.
Normally,
these are the attributes which they wants to assess.
Normally, they assess your positive bent of mind, number one. How effectively you can carry your
staff with you.
Staff with you.
बहुत सारे लोग क्या करेंगे, वो अपने हिसाब से बताएंगे कि I will do this, I will do
देखना
this.
चाहते हैं. And stress management. How do you manage stress? These are the type of questions which are normally posed. ठीक है.
Okay, sir. And sir, like some factual things, yeah, maybe conceptual things I'm not aware of. So should I go for without like ask them that may I guess and guess the answer, or should I just?
आप बता दीजिए कि exactly I don't recollect at this moment, but in my opinion it appears it may be like that.
वैसे तुम्हारा in this case also you said that may I guess जो कितना business कितना है against 5 trillion we asked you. But it should be approximate. It should not be a very blind guess. अगर
blind नहीं.
You don't exactly remember. Blind guess it not applicable.
मतलब बिल्कुल भी कुछ मालूम नहीं है, आप जबरदस्ती guess कर रहे
हो. ये नहीं करना कभी. If you have some approximate idea or something like that, then it is worth. And you can say that can I guess? I have some.
So sir,
but
this
I don't recollect
question where I guessed was that a good thing to do, or should I have skipped that?
नहीं, you must, if you have some idea, then only. Otherwise, you better say
blind.
Right now I don't recollect.
I am sorry, I failed to recollect, and I will definitely update my knowledge.
सो दोस्तों, अगर आपको ये सेशन अच्छा लगा और आपको लगता है कि इससे आपकी इंटरव्यू की तैयारी और बेहतर हो सकती है, तो आप ज्वाइन कर सकते हैं हम लोगों का इंटरव्यू कंप्लीट प्रिपरेशन बैच, जो कि आपको मिलेगा अड्डा 24/7 की वेबसाइट या फिर अड्डा 24/7 की एप्लीकेशन पर. आपको बस क्लिक करना है IBPS PO के इस सेक्शन पर, और यहाँ पर जाते ही दोस्तों आपको सबसे पहली लाइन में ये तीसरा बैच दिख रहा है, IBPS PO 2022 कंप्लीट इंटरव्यू प्रिपरेशन बैच. इसके अंदर हमारे इंडस्ट्री एक्सपर्ट्स आपके साथ जुड़ेंगे. आपको मिलेगा मौका 1-on-1 ऑनलाइन मॉक इंटरव्यू एक्सपीरियंस करने का, साथ ही साथ 1-on-1 ऑफलाइन मॉक इंटरव्यू एक्सपीरियंस करने का भी. इस बैच को अभी अगर आप देखेंगे तो प्राइस है 8,699, लेकिन इस पर जैसे ही आप कोड लगाएंगे Y169, ये एंटर कूपन कोड में आपको जाकर के एंटर करना है Y169 और अप्लाई कर देना है. अप्लाई करते ही दोस्तों आपको पूरा बैच, सारे सब्जेक्ट की नॉलेज एज वेल एज इंडस्ट्री एक्सपर्ट्स की मेंटोरशिप, सारी चीजें मिल जाएगी 2,000 रुपीज में. कोड याद रखिएगा दोस्तों Y169. थैंक यू सो मच. डोंट फॉरगेट टू लाइक द वीडियो एंड सब्सक्राइब टू द चैनल.